Hello everybody, it's the 18th of April today, and whilst most people give and receive chocolate Easter eggs at Easter, I don't eat chocolate. I'm sweet enough, some would say. Others would tell the truth. But yeah, I had this rather nice green, I guess you'd call it. It's sort of beautiful dull green. I really don't know how to describe it, other than I really like it. It's got a speckle to the glaze, and none of those awful rims that I don't like. So now of course I have the challenge of, this was bought for me by someone who just knew I would like a pot but had no clue which pot to buy. So sadly not a nice little drum pot for my Literati Chamaecyparis, but never mind. I've decided that the tree that's going to go into this will be this Lonicera nitida, which is been in this mica training pot for quite some time, and has taken the form, or has been given the form. I've been training it as a kind of Acacia style tree. Bonsai being bonsai, it's a lot about illusion, so I'm using, not only trying to create a small tree that looks like a big tree, I'm trying to create a small tree that looks like a different species of big tree, and I was in part influenced by Nigel Saunders, of course, and I think he was growing a Sarissa, if memory serves, in this particular style. So without further ado, and without any more name dropping, let's see if we can fit that tree into that pot. As I often do, I'm going to start by taking a brush to this surface and getting rid of a lot of this ugly moss, and I know people like moss. I keep saying this as well, I'll bore some of you to death with it, but I really don't like moss on the surface of my trees, and it does have a nasty habit of creeping up the trunk, and if you're not very careful, rotting the bark, because it can then sit really wet. Not only that, it hides these really rather nice roots. So with the moss removed, you can now see I've got a nice little radial root system on this tree. There are fewer roots around the back than I would like, but it takes us sort of back to the bonsai as being art and illusion as much as horticulture, I guess. This tree's been in this pot for a number of years now, and I really would hesitate to put a number on it. More than two, probably maybe even 3 or 4, and is entirely root bound, and is in a much heavier, more organic soil than I used to use, or than I currently use, sorry. This is more of the stuff I used to use, and judging by the particle size of the cat litter, this was going back to the days when I used to use Tesco's own brand cat litter, ultra low dust or something it was called. Unfortunately I haven't been able to get hold of for a long time, but I'm going to just start working my way around the outside of this root ball. I don't need to disturb it all the way. I just want to be able to transfer it into this pot. These trees seem to grow more than happily in a root bound condition. Well, maybe, no, actually. No, these particles, this is definitely newer stuff, so maybe I repotted this more recently than I thought, but one of the reasons why I started doing the YouTube things was to make a more permanent record of my trees, because my memory is atrocious at times. Of course, you then have to remember to go back and look at the old videos before you make a new one, so that you can sound like you know what you're talking about, which of course I didn't do. Anyway, I will carry on with this. Very interesting, the way the entire root came away without me having to take the scissors to it in any way, shape or form. Not that I'm complaining, it does make a job slightly easier. No sign of any of the vile vine weevil, which is great, although this pot was treated along with all the others, and will get treated again in the autumn. So taken quite a bit off the surface, exposing those roots some more, bringing the tree up slightly, showing them off to better effect. They'll get partially buried with the fresh substrate, compost, soil, call it what you will. I think that's not too bad. I'm just going to give those roots a little bit of a tidy up. There's a surface root there. I'm going to leave long so that I can tuck it under. I always say my channel's not a how-to, but that's a nice little tip you can take away if you ever have a tree with some surface roots like that are a little bit long, or you'd like them to lay a little bit flat. Don't cut them off, put them to bed, tuck them in under. Okay, so that gives me a nice flat firm root base to seat into the pot, and the tree should stand up, yes, more than comfortably on its own. By eyeball it looks okay, but just double check. Oh yes, that's going to fit in there rather nicely. Okay, let's get rid of the rubbish and the detritus and pot her up. Before I do though, I do want to give it a bit of a trim, and as I've said in other videos, sometimes when you've got the tree out of the pot, it's a really good way that something like this at least, you can have a look at the way the branches are growing underneath and take out some of this extraneous stuff I can lift the crown a little more. What I'm trying to achieve is not, not topiary. Otherwise I could just, cut over the top, but trying to take out some of these younger shoots from the centre of the canopy that occasionally try to take over, so that I'm going to take out that whole piece there. It's a long, straight and boring piece, and indeed this one's not much better. I'm going to take out that chunk, shorten that, and maybe it'll backbud something in here for me to replace. Of course, if you're not careful, you'll get a hole, but that will eventually fill in. A lot of this stuff in the centre is weak and spindly growth that wasn't really going to do very much anyway, and eventually it would die off, so it actually pays to take out some of it, because it's just a recipe for a bit of disease and whatnot getting in as well if you're not careful. So just opening it up slightly. Like I say, you do have to be careful not to make any big holes in your canopy. And then I'm basically going to shorten back these growths that are coming up, and I guess the theme of this video is the bonsai is illusion, or illusion is bonsai. Pays your money, it takes your choice. I did have a little plastic giraffe that used to live in the pot with this tree, but that seems to have gone off somewhere, whether the wind's blown it away or something, I don't know. Probably find it one day. I feel like I've done enough now. That's actually feeling quite heavy on my arm. Oh, I'm getting old. And the wind's getting up, so I want to get this into its pot before the roots dry out. A couple of drainage discs into place. This tree has got, this pot has got holes to wire the tree, but I don't think that's going to be necessary. It's very stable, and once it gets its roots down into the substrate, it'll be absolutely fine. So, almost forgot, but as always, I'm going to put a little bit of neat potting grit into the base of the pot, just over the drainage holes, the larger particles. Make sure that the drainage screens don't block, and then I'm going to put in a nice layer of my mix. A little bit of guesswork. Yeah, that's not bad. Happy with that. Now I want to come up a little more, maybe just a touch. Yeah. Okay. I like it a little bit further back in the pot. Yeah, happy with that. So I'm going to pop in some controlled release plant food Mix that in. In goes the tree, tuck that long root underneath, and the same with that one and that one. Make sure it's properly bedded, and check for position again. A little bit. Yeah, that's better. Okie dokie. So a little more controlled release around the top of the pot, remembering that all the goodness will go down, so I like to keep it in the middle and top layers, otherwise it just leaches straight out the bottom, which is not what you want. Well, unless you want to feed the plants underneath, well, maybe you do. So now I'm just going to put on a final layer of substrate over the top, just to visually tie it all in. Try to leave all the roots exposed. Not the roots exposed, that's not quite what I mean. The surface roots exposed, that's what I mean. Gardener's tap, just to help settle everything. And then, the way this wind is blowing, I better give this a good drink. And it's flooding out the bottom, which is always nice. That means you've got your drainage draining. So there we have it with the canning for scale, and we'll just give you a quick twirl, as it were. And all that remains then is for me to say thank you so much for watching. Do all the usual YouTube things, the liking, the subscribing, comment below, but most of all, please, 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 stay safe everybody.